So this is what I got now. I used a Sharpie to outline everything. There's what's gonna go inside the AK, the rear trunnion. I went a little ahead of myself and cut, and I forgot that I was supposed to record. But that's what I got so far right now. It's pretty smooth. It's looking pretty good. And the reason it's so low there, that's just how it is. And I made it to where it's an angle, not straight. I made it to where it's like that. Just a little bit of an angle. Not too much. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to lop off this piece. What I did there is I sawed it off so that it could end there, and I'm going to saw off all the way over here. Because if I just get a knife and or an axe and just lop this off, it can take that part off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to saw it off there. And then it should come clean off. I sawed it enough. I measured it as 1.5 inches. Or not 1.5 inches, half an inch right there. And I measured the other side. See what I mean? Just by cutting, it lifted one of the fibers and it came off. Not too big of a deal, not too deep. I'll just fix it. That's luck right there. But I measured the same cut. It's the same angle too. That's 1/2 inch too. So I just gotta saw all the way down to right here. Take that off. Do the same thing there, then there, and I'll show you the finished product. I'm gonna show you what I did after here. So I sawed all the way through and gently wiggled it off where it was like a thin break. I wiggled it a little bit and it would not break off, so I cut a little deeper down that way, and then still didn't want to break off that easy, so I cut it down deeper that way, and then it broke so easy that it nearly came off. But right when you're sawing off to like the very end of the point of where you want to cut, go slowly. Don't rush it, because then once you're like rushing, this thing's gonna move like that, and then it's gonna break off, and it's gonna break a piece of the corner out. Well, break a piece of there, or like strip a piece of wood right there, and you don't want that. So, something like that. Right now, it's not on the line directly, but it's not past it either. So once I fit it, once it's gonna go inside the AK and it's fitted properly, it'll take some time taking off material, inserting it into the back of the gun, and then taking it off again, inserting it until like it's a real good fit. It takes time to fit it in properly. Making a style don't take long at all. To be honest, it took me like maybe, I don't know, 30, not even like 20 minutes to make. But like when it comes to fitting it properly, you have to take your time. So what I'm gonna do now, I cut what I could from there as best as I could on the line, and then I'm gonna get a file for metal, because it's dull enough for wood. Even a duller file would work, but for in this case, I think a sharp metal file would work, so I can get like these sharp edges into the corners, and it'll make a flatter surface. It's gonna take a hell of a lot of time, but it's worth it. I'll show you what it looks like after. Actually, it didn't take long at all. So now I got, oh, let me see if it'll focus. Come on. There you go. Now they're a lot straighter, sharper edges. It didn't take long at all, so I'm gonna keep doing that. You can see it looks a lot cleaner. There's almost nothing in the corners. Alright, I'm gonna keep going. I'm almost done, and then I'm gonna finish it up with some rasping, finish the shape, and I'll make another video on sanding, and then another video on polishing, because it's going to take a lot of sanding so the polish can look good. Also, you know what, I'm going to make another video on, after this one actually, on fixing stuff like that, fixing the cracks. That's like adding wood glue or resin even, or epoxy, like 2-part epoxy. You know, the one, that syringe that you squeeze, and then it's like 2 tubes, and you have to mix part A and part B. It's got to be the clear stuff. I'm gonna do some of that. And for dents, it's not gonna be too bad. There's not any dents, but like these teeth from the vise, they do leave some dents, so I gotta sand those out. And then once I'm done sanding and I don't get any more teeth marks, I'm gonna put like a cloth or even like a glove, like a leather glove, in between, and then I'm gonna put this, or I'm gonna wrap the leather glove or the cloth on this and put it into the vise jaws, and that prevents it from putting teeth marks or scratching it, and it still holds on. Okay, so I went ahead of myself, but you see that line right here and the one on the bottom, that one right there, that's the correct, inside here is the correct width for inserting. This is the part that goes inside of the back of the AK and the rear trunnion. So it's the correct width. So what I did to save time is I sawed right above the line, not on the line, because when you go on the line, you're gonna go over it by a little bit by accident. So I went on top of the line, not on the line, on top, just the top, on top of the line. And I'm gonna get my knife, and I'm gonna slowly chip away and shave section by section, and then file it with the metal file, and file it half and level, or half flat and level. And I'm gonna do the same on the other side.